I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. But can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. the fallout, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last strike. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Minnesota Varsity League. I am your host and caster, Skeptor, and tonight is a very special night. We are welcoming back League of Legends to the game roster, and joining me on the broadcaster booth, our very first of our new casting interns, Off, aka, or Vance, rather. Welcome to the cast, good sir. I'm happy to have you here.
Hi, Skeptor. I'm happy to be here. It's going to be very exciting. I bet I was going to sign up last year, but I forgot. But now I'm here. So it's been
Hey,
fun so
perfect.
far talking with everyone behind the scenes. So I'm sure I'll enjoy it on the scenes as well.
Oh yeah, and the fun's just beginning here off, right? Like tonight, first night of our casting tenure, we will be running some League of Legends games for you guys, 2 games in total. The two schools competing tonight against each other, as seen below. Blaine taking on St. John's Prep, and both of these schools have a past here with Mnvl. They've been around for a while, so nothing new here in terms of what two teams are playing here tonight, Vance.
I agree. We looked, and it looked like a very even team. We'll see how it goes. I'm
Yeah,
sure it'll be fun to watch and fun to cast as well.
for sure. Yeah, you and I were doing a little bit of OPGG research before the matches, and really even rank spread across both these teams, right? Nobody really peaking above as like an outlier in terms of rank or outranking really the rest of the pack. So I'm looking forward to two very close matches here between St. John's Prep and Blaine to kick off this League of Legends season, man. We will be drafting in Pro Draft. For those of you who do not know, it's a draft format based online. It's just basically helps out every player that doesn't own all champions and makes it so that you can pick any champion and basically not be restricted by the necessarily owning the champion in the game. It's a lot more complicated explaining it out loud, but overall, it makes the playing field a lot more even for both of our schools competing here tonight. So looking forward to that. But man, oh man, have we been late waiting so long for League of Legends to become available to get to this moment and to be able to cast it? I'm just stoked. Man, League was my favorite game when I was in your shoes, Vance. You said that your League journey started about a year ago playing the game. What are some of your favorite things about League so far?
Probably playing with my friends and trying out some new things. It is very exciting to see it back in MNVL. I played it when the exclusivity was in Play Versus, and it wasn't that fun compared to this, where you get to interact more with your opponent and talk with them more, and it just feels a lot nicer.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think quite a lot of League of Legends fans across the nation are happy that that exclusivity nonsense is taken care of. Now, one of the best games, if not the best game out right now, is available to play for all. And MNVL, I mean, we are so happy to be housing it and hosting it here for this season, man. Like we said, though, St. John's Prep, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the history from this school. This is a school and team that has competed throughout HSCL, throughout Play BS. I mean, this is a team that was top 2 in the Midwest last season. So, yeah, they went through a lot of graduating class last year and they lost most of their starters. But, I mean, still being held to a high standard of play for SJP. So, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how some of these newer rookies and newer players will fit in on their squad. I mean, if there's one thing that you'd like to see some of these newer players try to bring here tonight off, what would be what you're looking for?
They do. You're right. They have a high standard. I think that stress might get to them in around team fights, maybe, or during the laning phase. They might miss a few things, but I feel like the team, they could definitely communicate and be solid with each other as long as they just stick together and listen to each other well.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, we saw some pretty solid KDAs coming out. In particular, looking at SJP, DJ, EJ. I mean, the Yone, the Akali, multiple high skill cap champions under the belt necessarily in this champion pool. So I'm excited to see kind of how this mid lane matchup is going to play out. And I mean, my personal favorite is the jungle spot here. I think it can absolutely change the way the game is played at the 5v5 level and even at the solo queue level. But just to get into it and see how both these squads are going to show up and start out our League of Legends season. I mean, I cannot wait to get into this draft and to start to break down kind of what these squads are building for, right? Because you see a lot of what teams are looking to do based on what they are drafting in their champion select.
I agree. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to predict just based off the picks and the bans alone. So I'm sure it'll be great to talk about during draft.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we wrote down a couple of the champions that both of these teams were looking at. In particular, the standout pick that I saw was Lux being the counter pick, or basically mirror pick, that both of these squads would be looking to get. As you can see, Yon being banned out early by the side of Blaine. That's something we talked a lot about, that EJ had a nasty KDA and play rate on. So taking care of a ban towards that. Tristana being taken out from St. John's Prep, the most played 80 carry for the Blaine side. Akali to follow. Man, so far, very targeting this EJ champion pool from Blaine. And there's the Lux ban.
You were right about the Lux ban, and I definitely can tell that they're definitely banning out EJ, probably the best player on their team and someone they probably would play off of, but now we'll see what EJ has to pull out of the bag and see what he picks.
Yeah, man. The Graves lock-in coming out for the side of Blaine. Could be a flex pick. You could see it in the top lane. Very, very common to be played in jungle, though, so expecting Graves to end up in that position. I like that power pick, though, coming out from Blaine early on. A very strong early game jungler and can really dictate the tempo and the pace of play that the Blaine Bengals could be looking at. And a Mumu lock-in coming out from St. John's Prep. My goodness, I was not expecting that one off.
I didn't expect it either. Crazy pick.
Wow. Yeah, man. Seraphine to follow. So a lot of magic damage being shown from SJP, but also a lot of AoE and team fighting ability with just these two picks alone being shown. So how will Blaine react to these two champions locked in by SJP? The Jinx, so your hyperscaling carry being picked up with combination of the Lulu, man, one of the best supports at just skyrocketing a Jinx into that late game, getting her to 2-3 items and keeping her safe, honestly, man. This is a dangerous bot lane to play against. What are your thoughts?
I think that Lulu and Jinx would probably do pretty well in the early game, absolutely snowball, but I think in the late game, Draven would probably come up on top and start dishing out really good damage on these two squishies in the bot lane.
Ooh, the Draven as well, man. I love it. You're going for an all-in kill threat in the bottom lane. This Amumu Draven combo could be quite deadly if these bandage tosses can be land onto either Lulu or Jinx. We'll have to see. Hopefully Blaine bot lane can have some fancy footwork down there and avoid those skill shots, but we get into our second phase of bans right now. SJP, it looked to be an Alawi ban, as I saw at the end there, so I think we're going to end up giving that one to them. They just ran out of time. A LeBlanc ban to follow, and DJ hasn't locked in a mid laner yet, so you know exactly what that means, Vance. More mid lane bans. I mean, this is getting outlandish.
Absolute targeting. We'll see what DJ can pull out of the bag. I'm sure there's multiple champs that he can play, but depends on whether or not the champ he picks would contribute pretty well to this or not.
I mean, I'm excited to see a Victor ban coming out as well. So most of the most played champions for DJ being taken out here. So going to be a little bit off of his normal comfort, but overall, statistically speaking, he had very good stats. So I'm really not sweating what he's going to pick here. A solid controller mage coming out here in the Syndra lock-in. Still a lot heavy on the magical damage side from SJP, so gonna need to really find their counterpart here in the top lane and hopefully go for a heavy AD bruiser. I mean, my money would be on an Aatrox to round out a composition like this. I think that would look and suit them very well. Echo being locked in now, looking to be the mid lane matchup, I believe, against the St. John's Prep Syndra. So pretty even mid lane matchup. I mean, we've seen this one through the history book here in League of Legends. Echo v Syndra can have the gap closer and the burst damage required to take out Syndra, but I mean, the same can be matched. It's Scout of the Week. Bully Bear being the final lock-in for Blaine. Going into the top lane. Could be Graves top still. That's the kind of flexibility
we don't know
they have. Yep, so interesting there for Blaine. They got one thing going for them. Now, what will St. John's Prep go for? The Malphite, and it's more magic damage. So I'll tell you what, man, if Draven can't get going, man, they are going to be lacking on that AD side of things. But a Merc Treads angle almost guaranteed for Blank, man. That is so much CC that St. John's Prep is showing on the front hand, and that composition just screams go, go, go in a 5v5 setting. They are going to be hungry and looking for those big kind of team fights, man. That's a lot of damage potential with those ultimates stacked on top of each other. What are you liking from this draft so far here, Hoff?
I like the SGP, all the CC that you were talking about, and all the area effect. I really don't like how much ability power and AP damage they have. Once Echo falls on Draven, it might just be game over if Echo takes out Draven, and then just a sweep from there. Definitely Merc Treads, all this CC, all this magic damage.
Yeah, man. I mean, so the one thing that I will say here is going for the side of Blaine, this Jinx Lulu is such a dangerous duo, man. If you can get through the early to mid game and find yourself in that mid to late game scenario with a Jinx getting powered up by a Lulu, it's almost impossible to take, her down and out of fights. But the amount of ultimates that SJP have on their side that can completely shut down a Jinx before she can get excited and get going could very much be the difference maker between these two squads. So I am interested in raring to get into these games. The first game of our MNVL League of Legends season here going down tonight, folks. We thank you all for joining us here. I mean, and let's give a shout out to Wisdom, our sponsor for our Tuesday night League of Legends streams. You can see that beautiful bird and key logo up top. I mean, Wisdom has been with MNVL for as long as MNVL has been around, man. Really guiding the way and, allowing us to continue to grow as the best varsity production across the nation. I have no shame or fear in saying it, man. If they want to test it, they can come meet us out here. But these broadcasts are getting better and better by the season. I mean, this is something, man, and we haven't even gotten into the game yet. So are you excited or what?
I'm very excited to see these two teams brawl it out. There's probably going to be a big fights, and with all this new patches, new champs, new items, we haven't streamed this before, so
yeah, no, that's the other really big thing. I mean, the last time League of Legends was featured here on MNVL, I believe it was during one of our invitationals that we hosted, just about a weekend long, tournament, if you will. You can't even really call it that, but here we are getting back into the regular season, man, and it feels so nice. So much weight lifted off the shoulders. We've been working to get here for a very long time, and I am so excited. Folks, we are going to take a very short break as all of our players are getting their champions locked in. We will be coming back to you when we are loading into Summer's Rift. Stay tuned. More MNVL action coming very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are moments away from kicking off our MNVL season here, starting it out with League of Legends gameplay coming to you live on Summoner's Rift, man. Just like I said, a few minutes away here. I mean, any final words or anything that you would love personally to see before we get into this game here off?
I'd like to see them have a good time and just watch them play and cast over it.
For sure. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Guys, on that note, I mean, exactly what we are about to do, folks. Loading onto the Rift. Right now, we are getting a view of the St. John's Prep League of Legends squad exiting the red side base right now. We have up to Challenger on the Malphite, Clue 222 on the Amumu jungle, DJ EJ on the Syndra, Saint Sleepy on the Draven, and Bear on the Seraphine. Ooh, early aggression coming out. Off, you want to go ahead and introduce some of our players from the Blaine side of things?
Yeah, we have Daly on Volibear. We have Ernestia, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, on I believe Echo. We have Face Check on Graves. And we have, what are the other players?
Liplock on the Jinx.
Liplock on the Jinx, and Sussy on Lulu in the bot lane.
Yep.
So
there you go. Yeah, interesting start here. Overall, I mean, pretty standard line of defense being put down, besides a couple auto attacks going the way of Graves here to kick things off.
yeah, it looks like a Graves jungle and a volley top coming in from Blaine in here.
And as you can see, Clue's starting out on his bot side of the map here, going to go from blue buff over to his Gromp. And Graves opting to start on the top side of things, like you said. So opposite clearing paths will have these junglers end up crossing, opposite directions and not really meeting up on their first clears. You'd have to say that helps Amumu out a little bit because, an early battle in the jungle against the Graves would not go so hot for the Amumu side.
Absolutely devastating if they were to make contact within those first few levels, but later in the game, I think Amumu will provide a much bigger impact with his CC, his ult.
Yeah, definitely has that late game and team fight advantage over the Graves, so we'll have to keep a close eye on what Face Check can do early on here to try to build somewhat of a lead for this Blaine squadron. Going for a full topside clear so far, free camp, into the bot side, and Amumu kind of matching him. Clearing out, not too surprising. Both these junglers like to get a pretty full clear under their belts.
Yeah, keep on playing for that level 3 when maybe we'll see a top gank from Amumu and perhaps maybe bottom gank from Graves when they're finished with their clears.
Trading aggressively on a Challenger here up top lane.
Definitely losing the
little
trade
chunk of
there.
damage. See, Dale's got to be careful. He is a little bit pushed up now, and Amumu's finishing up his clear. Not crazy amount of HP, about at the half range. Scatter the weak gonna land on an Ernestiana, so gonna get taken down very low on HP. Nothing critical quite yet, but DJ EJ definitely looking for a first blood here. I mean, has Ignite as well, so potential here in the waters. DJ EJ playing aggressively in the lane phase.
But now that he has the advantage, Syndra's also pushed up, and we see a Graves coming down bot. Maybe a gank for the Draven.
Nice scan here. Draven gonna ward the river now, but at this time, Graves coming in now.
Up.
Litterland's gonna land. Nice smoke screen from the Graves. Polymorph not gonna land. A nice flash coming out from Bear. And gonna get out safely. So a good little look there from Face Check, forcing out a flash from the opposing Seraphine, but what more can you get off of that? Clue gonna find the bottom crab here for his troubles. Graves trying to wrap back around, but he's on vision here. So not gonna get to this crab in time, I don't believe. The Q, he gets the auto on it, and gonna walk out like a boss. So Face Check, get the crab for his troubles. Not a bad look.
Just some compensation for not getting too much in the bot lane.
And something we didn't really talk about, Jinx opting for a cull buy to start out the game. So completely going the farm route, wanting to scale up and get stronger earlier. I mean, I personally am not against that investment, right? Doing good on the CS numbers so far. And has that, net free kill gold coming at the end of that 68 CS, right? So a pretty good look so far coming out from Blaine. Down 200 gold. Ocean Dragon being the first dragon spawning in, as you can see down there. I mean, that's just magnificent that we have a view of that. My goodness.
That is
getting excited and I'm not even playing.
Very
Woo-wee!
nice.
400 gold lead now coming off of the back of the CS. Advantage is found in 80 carry and mid lane position. DJ EJ doing an excellent job here in the early creeping scenario. I mean, 40 minions at the 5-minute 20 mark. That's pretty solid.
Very solid. And also denying creep score from Echo as well, keeping him low, keeping him in check, making sure he doesn't walk up too much.
As you can see here, the top two farmers of this match right now being DJ EJ and Saint Sleepy, and Syndra just dinging level 6.
Oh, first
has the
solo
ultimate
kill
available.
Wow.
And first blood claimed by DJ EJ in the mid lane, man. We were talking about the Syndra kill threat, and there it is on full display.
That was a good job, keeping an eye out for level 6 and keeping an eye on his own mana as well. Absolute amazing solo kill. Definitely will snowball him even more into the lane as he gets even more CS. But Echo has TP, so maybe he can bring something back. Well, Syndra probably recalls here.
It's back to lane quickly. I mean, that was a great scout of the week landed from the Syndra. Now as Clue creeping up towards top side, could run into face check if he turns around on this play. Amumu going to get spotted on the ward now. And face check going to continue to base, and I don't think anything going to come of this.
No, it just looks like pretty neutral game from here for now. Just farm and keep farming until we see something cool happen, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, for St. John's Prep, that's exactly the game plan that this one is. If they can make it into the 5-on-5 team fighting part of this game, it will suit them quite well here in finding that first blood on a DJ. An excellent start.
Very excellent start, especially after getting banned, after having SJP's
So many
spent
target
4
bans.
bans on his lane.
Yeah.
And still
That's a great call.
absolutely
Another scout of the
dominating
week.
with another trade coming in where he just absolutely chips him down.
Yeah. The CS is doing great while he's, finding this damage. And now face check going aggressive. Gonna blast cone into the enemy jungle here. Clue up close. Who's got smite?
And
Graves gonna come
takes
away with the
another.
blue buff. Can he get out safely? Gonna
Jinx
go
and Lulu
aggressive
walking
now.
up, and now Syndra's walking
DJ's
down
here.
as well. This could
This
be a fight here.
troublesome. Big scout of the week. The bandage toss gonna land onto the Graves.
Jinx
What
slowed.
follow-up's gonna come out from SJP?
Draven
Ignite
comes
going
out.
down onto the Graves. Big ultimate from Syndra. Sus gonna go down low. The heal comes out. The follow-up from Syndra. Now lip lock trying to get out safely.
if
The
this-
ward gonna come down, and Saint Sleepy gonna send Jinx back to the fountain. It's a 3-0 lead for St. John's Prep.
Absolutely devastating for Blaine there when they all fell on top of them. They started with 3 and then they just kept another one came down as well. What was that?
That was a great read. I mean, the slower built out fight, but again, the scatter of the week comes out from DJ EJ, and it's the follow up from Clue and SJP round out the team fight, and now will claim the Ocean Dragon for their troubles. Getting off to an absolutely excellent early game start here from the side of
This is
SJP.
exactly-
Base check, not going to
This
go
is
for
exactly
a steal. Smite coming out, level 6 dinging over for Amumu. The Curse of the Sad Mummy will be available for the next kind of team fight that they're looking for. And I mean, look at this Syndra here off. Almost up at 70 CS and 2-0 in the lane phase. This is trouble here for an SDN.
Absolutely destroying in the mid lane, and Draven got what he wanted too. Some early money and some faster way to scale and absolutely dominate in the mid game.
As we cut to a quick replay, you see the Scout of the Week landing, the bandage toss, and the follow-up Saint Sleepy blast coning over. Look at that ultimate damage coming out from Syndra. Liplock trying to run, but it's not going to happen at this point. The way is shut, and SJP coming out with a dominant fight. I mean, beautiful,
Amazing.
Moving up together, same time. The coordination was there, and it's SJP doing an excellent job. If you're on the side of the Blaine forces here, though, what are you looking for? As we say it, face check, looking to go aggressive on the DJ. Big damage available. Collateral damage gonna come out in the shutdown for face check. And hey, man, ask and you shall receive. It's the Blaine Bengals to even up the cards of finding one for themselves, and a big opening kill found by Blaine for the side of face check on the Graves.
A bit back up in the game, but they're definitely going to need to see more of those around in order to come back up to SJP with a 1,300 gold lead right now.
I mean, not outlandish in terms of the gold lead so far, still very manageable.
Yes.
As we see face check making his rounds back towards the bot lane here. Looking to go forward. Draven playing very far up. The zap not going to land.
This might get them. This might get Draven killed.
Players have flash. A nice ultimate comes out from Seraphine. Chomper's going to stun him up though. The ultimate rocket coming out. Sage Sleepy going to go down. The zap to follow. And Jinx picks up the double kill. What a shot from Lip Lock.
That was
my
beautiful.
Goodness. Yeah, man. Predicting the flash coming out at the end, too. I mean, just like that, Blaine back even up at 3 evens apiece, and it's the Umbral Glaive getting picked up for face check, but we are not quite out of the damage yet here. Blue 222 back up on the top side. Dale going to spot him out on a ward and start to fall back towards his tower. So lots of action here ramped up into the first 11 minutes of this one.
That double kill definitely brings the bot lane back up into shape, especially with the call coming in, and pretty soon with that an extra kill, more extra kill gold, pretty much. So.
Yeah, man, that's a really good talking point. Miss Jinx is doing quite well to set herself up for an early skill. Bandage Toss gonna go wide from the Echo. He's gonna be crossing ships in the night here. As we get back towards the mid lane, DJ EJ still doing his best here. Pushing forward, trying to be the first player to hit 100 CS. It's either going to be himself or Saint Sleepy.
Should be Saint Sleepy. And Malphite's just chilling in the bot lane.
Echo's trading aggressively. Graves towards the bottom side of River here. DJ EJ trying to get on out and will do so effectively. And look at this play from Malphite. Going unchecked, looking for a potential ultimate. Yeah, this could be trouble. No ultimate to follow from the Seraphine. So close up to Challenger, just waiting. Volibear noting that nobody in the top side of the map, so gotta be a little bit interested as to what is about to go down. Crew 222 making his way downtown.
Amumu coming as well. Could be a tower dive with Amumu ult and Malphite ult and everything else. Absolutely just collapse on them with all that CC.
And now Liplock standing a little bit forward, and now Malphite gonna show.
There you go.
So St. John's prep, yeah. Definitely showing their hand a little bit early. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull off this dive now. Blaine going to back off the tower regardless. And SJP going to be moving in. But in the meanwhile, Volibear's getting 3 plates alone in the top side. TP going to come
there
down.
Comes the TP.
Polymorph for a Chomper would have denied. But, you know, so going to be fortunate enough to get that TP out from Challenger. And now Rift Herald going to go the way of Blaine. And just like that, they are only 400 gold away from evening this game up entirely. Ernestiana coming down now towards the bot side
pushed
on
up
the
pretty
Echo.
far.
They get rooted up, not committing to going on to the Draven quite yet, and gonna walk out. No harm going the way of the Draven. Luden's Echo picked up from the Syndra in the mid lane, so power spikes starting to come online now.
They're all... We're getting there into the mid game, about time. Finally, mid lane's getting their first items. Draven got Essence Reaver a while back as well.
Infernal Dragon loading into your screen.
Call hitting in as well.
Bottom, the Glue. Thinking about it, up close. Bot lane pushing forward aggressively. Still not in range. I mean, maybe a flash bandage toss. That's the only way of getting in. And spotted for a second now. But bot lane's walking right out aggressively.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is good for
Mayhem.
This is good.
The Curse of the Sad Mummy cleanse out from
Flash
the Jinx.
cleanse.
Sussy gonna go
Google
down.
ult.
Saint Sleepy gonna free hit onto the Jinx. Shirley gonna drop, and now face check alone in a 1-on-2. Clue trying to hunt him down. The bandage toss gonna land. No follow-up quite yet. Face check trying to turn the tides of this one. but not going to have the numbers required. Now DJ going to blast cone over. Trouble. The scout of the week going to land.
Yeah.
Graves forced to flash out.
What a very
Man,
good
oh
fight.
man. That man, St. John's Prep is looking coordinated. That's the big difference I'm seeing right now in these fights here off. Very good team play and playing off of the backup abilities from their teammates on the side of SJP. And now trading in the top lane. Dale looking to go aggressive on to up 2 challenger. He does have the mythic item advantage, so fight should go in favor of Dale if this one continues to go, but up 2 challenger not going to bite the bait quite yet.
That was a very wonderful fight, especially for the bot lane with Draven getting another kill, finishing his mythic for Eclipse.
Yeah.
Jinx Cole hit
That's a
though,
big
and now she
Draven.
has Cole. I mean, she has Kraken.
As we have a replay coming up for you guys, we saw the 3v3 setting up, and with a bandage toss landing onto the carries like that for the bot lane, it was over before it even began for the Blaine Bengals. Beautiful follow-up, the Seraphine ultimate to land, it being the cherry on top. St. Sleep to take care of that, and a shutdown. And at this point, Facecheck can't even farm his own Krug camp because DJ EJ's making the rounds towards bot side. So forcing out the flash on Graves is a big follow-up play.
As we said, all that CC absolutely collapsed on Jinx there. We had a Seraphine E, had a Mumu Q, a Mumu ult. It was absolutely insane. Another fight for the crab. And he finally gets one for himself.
Who's going to get the help first? Graves
But will we get out
definitely
with
wins
his
this
life?
one-on-one. DJ EJ late to rotate over towards this top river fight. Sussy trying to get out of dodge. St. Sleepy going to hit pretty hard with those autos.
Absolutely
And a queen's tree coming out for the Draven, man. That is not a Draven you want to be in lane against, my friend.
Just
My goodness.
the Essence Reaver in the Eclipse absolutely gives him the best early game damage he could probably get out of these items. Absolutely crazy damage output coming out from this Draven, even at only at 17 minutes about.
Coming out from Echo towards the mid lane. Blaine, you know, since that double kill, lip lock in the bot side, haven't really been able to find anything for himself. So if I'm looking for something next, it's got to be group up. It's got to be find some sort of a pick to bring some sort of gold back into your pockets on the side of Blaine. I mean, what would you be looking for here off? Rift Herald coming in now towards the mid lane, so going to try to gather a little bit of gold here. Plate's already being gone, meaning it's just going to be turret damage found for Blaine.
That Rift Herald would have been nice a bit earlier, but they didn't have that leisure after getting absolutely destroyed in the bot lane.
Right. Now, almost reaching the 20-minute mark here of game number 1. Still looking very favorable in the side of SJP, but overall, gold lead, like, still not too crazy, right? When we really think of how well the game has gone for St. John's Prep, only a few good plays away from playing cracking back into this one.
I agree. The absolute farm potential on the bot lane can easily bring them back. It doesn't matter how many kills you get, as long as you keep farming and farming, you'll still get you'll still get money. So it'll be interesting to see whether the Blaine can bring it back or not.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a look at those gold charts at the bottom of your screen, and it's all red for good reason. St. John's Prep, besides that little blip where Blaine came in, that had to have been where Jinx got that double kill bot lane. But other than that, I mean, you know, it's been very St. John's Prep decided, and I think it just goes to their team composition. It's such a strong grouped up team fighting comp, and if you have the synergy and the solid teamwork that they've been showing, it's gonna come to fruition. So, double the kill lead right now, 6-3. 2 dragons for their troubles, and only a few minutes away here from this third and Cloud Dragon spawning in. SJP would be 1 drag away from the soul, so looking very strong here through the mid game. And I mean, Cinder's CS numbers still continuing to impress. 171 at the 19-minute mark, man. That is very, very good numbers.
She is definitely working on just getting all those extra items and staying on top of everyone else compared to everyone else in the game. She wants those items and she wants that extra damage. Oh, we see Graves coming in, flash from Syndra. Graves keeps going in as well, but no more.
Flash away from Syndra. Graves looking to do what he can, you know, finding a couple picks here and there, but overall now starting to feel a little bit out of this game as Graves. It's so difficult to deal with the amount of AoE and kill threat that SJP has, so he really has to pick and choose when he's going to look for some kind of big openers and big plays to help out this Blaine squad. The Cloud Dragon just under 30 seconds away from spawning in, and now SJP looking to go aggressive. Bandage toss, not going to quite land. Ace check will live to fight another day.
Looks like he was gonna look for something in the bot lane, maybe walk up and contest and maybe get a dragon under their belt, but looks like Mnvl was there to stop whatever he was plotting.
Here we go, Baron Nashor, welcome to the game, old friend. Super Mega Death Rocket gonna land for some chip damage, mainly trying to scout out if they were on the dragon, but gonna start it out now for the side of SJP. Teleport available for challenge. Not advantage the way of St. John's prep, and this has got to be a troubling fight here if Blaine decide to come in and meet him. Dragon falling below the half HP mark. It's going to come down to a smite fight, and it's Graves to find it. But Graves. What will it cost him? The Cinder ulti going to land big. The Curse of the Sad Mummy to follow up. Malphite teleports in, landing big onto Sussy, tries to flash away. Draven going to chop that Lulu up, and it's an 8-3 lead for the side of SJP. Blaine find the dragon, but man, oh man, it is hurting the side of the morale and the fighting. SJP is just too much.
Absolutely. SJP's momentum is absolutely crazy right now. We see it. Are we going to see another kill from Draven here? No. So, that dragon fight was not that worth it for Blaine. They got a dragon. They denied soul point, but they lost 2 people out of it, and it's crazy.
More kills going over to this Draven off. I'm starting to have a little bit more fear, right? I mean, this is looking to be a collector coming online for item 3 potentially. He's got that serrated Dirk, so already denying so much armor that the side of the Blade defenders have. We'll have to see as we have a replay coming up here from the most recent fight. Coming over off of the Cloud Dragon, dropping lower and lower. A nice steal coming out from Face Check. We'll get it at the 90 HP, but that Seraphine ulti was massive. Massive. Curse of the Sad Mummy gonna go down. Echo ulting out, and it's get out of town. Run for your life. Sussy goes down, and it's SJP, man, really finding their stride in these games.
All that CC absolutely collapsing still, with all these. All that CC absolutely destroyed them. If that Seraphine ult didn't hit, maybe they could have left with 1 or 2 people with like an extra person alive, but once that Seraphine ult, it was pretty much over.
And Dale has just been a top lane menace up here, pushing and finding the farm lead, but hasn't been in much fighting as we say it. Mumu coming up right now and trying to find this 1-on-2. Second bandage toss will land as these 2 tanks continue to try to run Dale down. He's got a good amount of sustainability and gonna be able to walk out of this one without too many troubles. Even though starting to approach towards this top side, so gonna have to keep an eye on his 6. Has some good vision coverage for himself though.
There's not really much else going on besides still farming, looking for solo picks now as Syndra and Draven are absolutely fed. They might start collapsing on them a lot more for that juicy 700 gold shutdown.
Oh my!
Shutdown. Like right now.
Rink's gonna free fire these rockets in trouble now. DJ, the shutdown going over to Lip Lock, and man, oh man, if there's one player that you cannot be given these shutdowns, it is this Jinx. Ace Check going forward aggressively. Zap gonna land on a Saint Sleepy. SJP gonna cut their losses after the loss of DJ, and now only about 2k down roughly here for the side of Blaine. So still making this one an interesting game.
Yeah. With Jinx getting all these kills, as long as she just dodges all the CC with all the possible movement options and movement speed items in the marksman category, she could just absolutely dodge all the CC and then dish damage on the entire team with her rockets.
As scary as this Draven is, he will inevitably eventually get outskilled from this Jinx Lulu combo if Blaine can play it right and they get out of time just before Clue can come clear this tri-bush. Good on the Blaine bot lane, and an impressive showing from Liplock and Sussy so far here. The Blaine Bengals.
Absolutely. Yes, this bot lane, the early bot lane, we expected to see Jinx and Lulu come up top, but multiple gangs from
Challenger. The Malphite ulti gonna go in, but nobody on SJP's side
else
available
is
to
here.
follow it up.
Looks
The
like a
Draven ulti
miscommunication.
not gonna reach. Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication. Jinx gonna be able to heal up, and now without that Malphite ulti, that's a big part of your go button for SJP. So the timing's gonna be thrown off a little bit while they look for this next fight. Baron Nashor still on the table here. If anybody so chooses to go for it.
I doubt any of these teams will go right now, as Dragon's in about 30 seconds, so they're just setting up, seeing what vision the Blaine puts down and just destroy it.
Ace Check gonna take that red buff. I honestly would have liked it to go over to that Jinx, man. At that 2.5 item mark, really is in a position now where one more good team fight and Jinx and this Blaine squad could take over the rest of this game.
Absolutely. This Jinx can absolutely dish damage.
Cloud Dragon coming back into play here, folks. Dragon number 4 of this match. Dale has grouped up with this Blaine squadron, and we are looking as what to be the first 5v5 of our Mnvl season. Both teams posturing for position in the bottom side river. Dragon starting to be chipped away at.
Malphite with his ult back up, and we have these three absolutely
could be
crazy
big. They're
CC
grouped
ults.
up.
This could
So
definitely
grouped
be
up
it.
on the side of Blaine. This is already looking to be
Seraphine ult
trouble.
comes in.
The Seraphine
There's
ulti
the
goes
Malphite.
in. The Malphite ulti to follow. Blaine getting chopped down. SJ pushing forward.
Not enough.
Jinx trying to peel back if she could only get excited. The Malphite follow flash in. Amumu gonna fall low, but it's not gonna be low enough. It is St. John's Prep finding the ace, and the Dragon as well. Soul point being found in SJP. Wipe away whatever bit of string that Blaine was holding on to in game number 1 and look to push forward and start to nail some of these, or hammer some of these nails into the coffin of Blaine here for game number 1.
Yeah, they played it slow. Malphite got his R back, his ult back, and then they absolutely collapsed on their team. Echo tunnel vision coming, getting all over on Seraphine and absolutely destroying her, but in the process, his team got destroyed as well.
See it, man, and it's gotta be something that's ticking before you realize it. Way too grouped up, and that's the Malphite plus the scatter the weak onto 3, and I mean that is just absolute death coming out for the side of Blaine. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is gonna survive that level and combo of CC chain put on from the side of SJP, man, and a well-deserved ace coming out in that bottom river team fight.
Absolutely amazing and valuable fight for SJP here. Full ace on, like you said. Soul point, maybe looking for Baron. Nope. But once that soul point comes in, it'll be pretty much sailing from there for SJP. With about almost a 5k gold lead, and
yeah. And Draven's up to 4 items too. Something to look at there, Vance. So tricky position to be in. If they get stunned up, there's nothing they can do about that Draven that will be free hitting him. And man, he can 2-hit these squishies on the side of Blaine at this point. So it's going to be very hard for Blaine to find openers. I'll tell you what, they have to fight on their terms. They cannot allow St. John's Prep to continue to set up these godlike team fight looks that they continue to find here. They are the better 5v5 team fighting composition. So it's on the side of Blaine to force something and to find something earlier here.
I agree. Blaine has nothing but Echo in order to stop this Draven. Only Volley can tank, but even then, in that last fight, Volley was CC'd all the way in the back, and his team absolutely got destroyed right in front of his eyes.
I mean, they were eating bear for dinner is what happened in that last fight.
Yeah.
EJ now on the run as 3 Blaine defenders trying to track him down. The smoke screen going to come out. Graves going to find some damage, but doesn't want to try the Syndra too
Malphite's
hard.
behind.
Malphite TP's in though. Here. An ultimate setup. The scat of the week, and goodbye, Lulu.
Oh my
the
god.
Ultimate from Malphite. Graves can't dash out, and another one will hit the floor as EJ claims another double kill for himself, finding his 6th kill of this game, and now up 10 in total. SJP starting to look at that damage!
Oh my god!
What? is that from DJ EJ, man? Like I said,
Wow.
the 2 hits. He's too strong.
Just-
Man, oh man, the death button from Syndra is what we call that.
Yep. That's
Block
absolutely crazy.
played an exceptional bot lane as well, and that's the tricky thing about this game, man. You can play good, but guess what? You can't play just good against the level of play that we've seen from SJP in this game. This Syndra Draven combo, nobody can survive this right now. If you want me to be completely honest, that is just so much damage being pumped out from these 2 carries on the side of SJP. An absolute typical performance coming out from DJ, EJ, and Saint Sleepy in their first game of the season.
Definitely probably the most ideal game you could get for SJP here, feeding all these kills into the main 2 damage dealers of the team while you have 2 tanks and a healer just absolutely feeding them with everything they need with a spoon.
Here we go, 30 minutes clips, and Baron Nashor will be started up as the side of St. John's Prep look to get ready to close out game number 1 of this double header between these 2, and Baron going to be secured in the very first Baron buff power play coming out here in MNVL for St. John's Prep. Let's look to see what this team can add to their already very stout lead in this very first game.
I think this Baron buff will probably win the game, although they have not sieged as much as they probably should have. This Baron will open up the base a lot more and probably end the game within the next probably 10 minutes.
You know what this is, man? This is Soul Point coming in as well for SJP, looking to double down and claim both neutral buffs at the same time here, in very good position to do so. Malphite getting the wave control in mid lane, and SJP clearing out the necessary vision before starting this objective. Challenger going to get tagged up, but man, oh man, Malphite takes 0 damage. He
Malphite
gives no cares.
Eating all of this.
That soul picked up.
Yes, yes.
And now Malphite could go on this. That's the go button.
And there goes Seraphine ult.
Big ultimate from Bully Bear. Jinx is free hitting. Will get hit by the Curse of the Sad Mummy. Trying to peel back desperately. A little bit of an angle to fight, but
That Draven
all of her
absolutely
teammates
dishing
are
out all that
up in.
damage.
It's up to Challenger picking up a double kill. The slow gonna come out. Lip lock not long to this world. And it's St. John's Prep acing the Blame Bengals and pushing forward with the Baron, looking to close out game number 1.
Absolutely
What a team
phenomenal
fight, man. What a team fight. Yeah. Up to 10k gold lead now, and these turrets are going to start to fall to ash for this Blame blue side here. Inhibitor going to drop as well. These death timers are so long. Dusty going to come up first. Base check 10 seconds after that. SJP don't want to waste any more time. They're looking for the base right here, right now. Lulu trying to do what she can to defend, but both Nexus Hurt's going to drop. Malphite going to ult back in. Draven decides to play for the KDA. Nexus being chipped lower and lower, and SJP going to find their very first game of this MNBL League of Legends season. What a way to kick off our season here.
Well, that's definitely what you call a Baron power play, leading that Baron straight into Soul Point and then straight into Ace, into game end. That was absolutely well played by SJP.
For sure, man. I mean, well played. There were big moments from Blaine as well early on in the game, but man, dude, that was just a composition where once SJP got into the driver's seat, they were going to run the show for the remainder of the game, and that's exactly what they did. The fighting came off of their timing. The neutral objectives came off of their timing, and they really just ran the game in their play. So props to SJP fighting that first game. For Blaine, it'll be back to the drawing board. You know, if there's anything that you wanted off to see change-wise from Blaine going into game number 2, what would you be looking for specifically?
I would be looking for probably a more spread ban phase rather than banning 4 characters in the mid lane. That Draven absolutely just destroyed the bot lane, came in early with all those ganks, and just snowballed from there.
Yeah, because, I mean, you saw all those bans go the way of EJ DJ, and he still had an absolutely monster performance on that Syndra. So For Blaine, I mean, the only bonus with taking that first game loss is you get to pick which side you're going for. So you either A, can take that first pick again, or you can go for the red side and look for counter picks in your solo lane. So we'll have to see what Blaine opt for, folks. We are going to take a very short break. And when we come back, game number 2 of this League of Legends action and more at Mnvl. We'll catch you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Minnesota Varsity League. Tis I, Skeptor, and off joining you yet again, getting ready for game number 2 between St. John's Prep and Blaine tonight. I mean, we can go over and recap kind of what went down in game number 1, but overall, SJP just had a very, very strong showing in their first ever game here in this League Legends season. What were your thoughts off?
I think SGB played it as perfect as they can get it. They absolutely just spoon fed the people that they wanted to spoon feed. All of those damage, Syndra and Draven absolutely just catapulted, especially with Syndra getting that first blood and just shutting down Echo with almost about 100 CS lead at the end of the game.
Yeah. No, yeah, for real. I mean, all the gold that you wanted to go onto your carries went there. I mean, everything, all the boxes were checked essentially from SJP. They drafted towards a 5v5 team fighty, brawly style comp, and that's exactly what they did in their game plan. They waited until they were grouped up. They waited until their ultimates could play and complement each other to the best of their abilities. And I don't think they lost a single group team fight in that game. Every single time there was a big fight, it was the side of SJP coming out on top. So with that note, going into this next pro draft here for Blaine, what's something that you would change up from their composition last game?
I would definitely change it to be more of a funnel comp or more of a team fight comp because their competition didn't really have much to it. They just picked their best characters, is what I would assume. They didn't really play off each other as well as SJP.
Right. Yeah, it seemed as though their comp was going in a few different directions, right? Your only real hard engage was that Bully Bear, but Bully Bear was never really making it over to those big fights. So you're relying on a Graves or an Echo to eat a bandage toss, plus scatter the weak, plus, I mean, it was just way too much crowd control and not enough frontline being shown from the side of Blaine. So yeah, gonna have to figure out a way to contest a little bit more, right? It seemed as though whenever St. John's Prep wanted a fight, they got the fight and they got what they wanted every single time. So we'll see when we get into that pro draft. But, for the side of Blaine, got to be a little bit stronger of an early game and got to look to make plays, right? You can't always just let the team that's ahead, okay, air quotes ahead, dictate the pace of play because realistically, you're never going to find the looks that suit your team if you're letting the other team always look for the engages or look for the setup on the neutral objective, right? You got to punch back at some time. Otherwise, a team that has the coordination and the synergy like SJP is just going to run away with the game over time. So we will see how Blaine responds moments away from this pick ban. But man, oh man, a very good start to our League of Legends season, right? Game 1, these two teams pretty close between the two of each other. And I mean, the early game got off to a pretty even start, right? We saw a lot of good looks from Liplock and Sussy in the bot lane. So, a strong suit there for Blaine potentially.
Yeah, if it weren't for those ganks, I'm sure Lip and Sussy would have definitely snowballed in there and maybe could have brought it back with all that Jinx pressure, all that rocket damage spread out. But no, they just kept on pounding the bot lane over and over with all these ganks, and Draven just absolutely dishing out damage, getting that early lead with all his adoration stacks as well, getting that extra gold on top of the kill gold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we saw a lot of good looks from Liplock on the Jinx. A few team fights that were just a little bit closer to a few seconds longer and a few teammates not going down as early means Jinx gets excited and she can lay down that extra attack speed, more damage, longer range. I mean, it all comes into play once Jinx can get going and really break through in those team fights. But unfortunately for the side of Blaine, that was never able to happen due to just how much kill threat St. John's Prep had on their side in game number 1. So things that are going to have to change for game number 2. The early game going to have to be cleaned up for the side of Blaine, and they're going to have to look to make their own aggressive plays. That's always got to be something that's in the back of your mind, right? It doesn't matter what the score of the game is. It doesn't matter what kind of gold lead the other team has. You always have to be looking to make your own plays, especially on the Rift.
Yeah, they just let themselves get tossed back and forth, not making any very hard decisions. Even when they did engage, they really just backed off and didn't commit to it at all. So we better, hopefully we can see more ganks, more kill pressure, maybe some tower dives to even the game up.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing some early times. We did see St. John's Prep try to prep some sort of a tower dive with that Malphite sneaking in through the bot lane bushes. It ended up leading to just a TP back to lane, but the thought and the idea is there from the side of St. John's Prep as we get ready to load into the pro draft, folks. And we have another Tristana ban early here. St. John's Prep will be on the blue side of things this time, and Blaine taking the red side. DJ EJ still receiving some mid lane bans. Not a surprise. Yone taken out,
There's
plus the
Amumu
Amumu now. So the adaption trying to take out the jungler. And the Draven ban as well.
That'll be a
Seraphine?
It's a good thing that they picked up on that, because Draven and Mumu definitely impacted their game a lot. Amumu just diving their backline with the mummy grab and the ult, just absolutely just shooting the entire fight down. Looks like they learned, but we'll see what they pick against SJP this time.
Yeah. And here we are. The Seraphine staying in the composition of St. John's Prep, and it's Blaine sticking with that Graves pick for the jungle. This time, no Lux ban, and the Lux gonna get secured over on the side of the Blaine Bengals. So some comfort coming out with that Lux pick, something we wrote in our notes. You know, both these squads have a player that has a lot of Lux gameplay. So we'll see if that can be played up to the level that Blaine is expecting it to be a difference maker. The Volibear being locked in for the side of St. John's Prep, so they lose the Amumu for frontline and they go with the Volibear instead. And Volibear brings an ability that allows tower diving to be very easy with that ultimate. So we could be getting some of those tower dives like you were looking for.
And we have a whole new ADC phase coming up from SJP. It's another pretty dive heavy champ. Samira just but she can still chill in the back, stack up her passive, and then just go in with the ult.
Yeah, very good team fighting AD carry, and to me, seems like it would fit the St. John's Prep style very well. That aggressive 5v5 team fight base style, and that's the look that we're getting here. Malphite being banned out from the side of Blaine, avoiding getting that anywhere, but the Volibear being locked in, I think to me shows that the jungle top could already be in play. Who knows though? Ban out the Malphite for safety reasons. You don't really want to play against a Volibear and a Malphite. I mean, that doesn't sound like you're getting through that front line anytime soon. The Jinx ban coming out for St. John's Prep.
Oh.
Taking out Liplock's carry.
And we'll see if SJP will pick more damage-oriented characters or keep on funneling Samira and just pick some extra CC champions.
See, yeah, so for the side of Blaine, the Lux and Leona already being locked in guarantees Lux going to the mid lane. So St. John's Prep going to be able to know exactly where that pick is going.
Kaisa is
Kaisa,
a very good champ right now.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Coming out being one of Liplock's most played AD carries as well. So sticking to the comfort, the Lux, the Kaisa, Leona to back up the Kaisa in the bot lane is very nice.
Yes.
Rise being locked in the mid lane. Man,
that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, EJ DJ going for the Rise, man. That's a classic pick right there.
Absolutely. That'll be interesting to see, though. Very interesting to watch.
What rounds out this composition, man? Is it going to be jungle or top? Because Volibear could play either position. So this last lock-in will kind of dictate... Whoa!
Oh,
Victor
what?
or Rise in the top lane. So a ranged mage in the top lane here for St. John's Prep, man. And they just shook up the draft a little bit, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's not so often to see a mage controller kind of player or champion in the top lane, but it can work in the right hands. So we'll have to see what up to challenger can bring on either the Rise or the Victor. And now, what?
What?
Bard!
What is this?
Dude, I'm gonna lose it
Leona
right
top?
now if that's a Bard top. I think it's
No,
Bard top, dude, to match the range of the Rise of the Victor.
Wow.
This is
Wow,
absurd.
that is amazing. That's so amazing. This is gonna be an epic
I'm
fight.
losing it, man. I'm losing it. That hopefully that's not a missed. It was a misclick. I was just about to say it. Hopefully that's not some random misclick. All right, Dr. Mundo is supposed to be the Bard. We're sorry, Twitch chat. I got it just as excited as you guys, but it will be a more traditional, beefy meathead in the top lane. Dr. Mundo coming out for the side of Blaine, man. I still like Dr. Mundo. He's not nearly as exciting as a Bard, but we'll see what he can do, right?
We'll see. Asio can just run through that electrical field that Victor places down, so Victor might just get absolutely dove on by this Mundo solo with his Q slow, and I don't know, this Victor seems a little bit shaky right now.
Yeah, so something we talked about, we did talk about Blaine needing more of a front line, okay? And Dr. Mundo suits that front line tank a lot better than what they had in the last game. They have Leona as well that can be up front and be that engaged and hopefully set up Kaisa, Graves, and Lux to kind of pump out this damage. So we will see. We are going to get ready to head to a quick and very short break here, chat. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, Game 2 of our Tuesday night League of Legends will be coming at you live from Mnvl. Stay tuned. We'll get right back to you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mnvl stream. We are getting ready to get into game number 2 of this Tuesday evening, man, between St. John's Prep and Blaine. It was SJP who found game number 1, and now it is Blaine looking to exact some revenge and even up this scoreline at 1 game apiece.
Yeah, maybe Blaine will learn from the mistakes they did last time. As we come into the game pretty soon, see them all on Summoner Rift. We have SJP on blue side this time and Blaine on red side. We have Up to Challenger on Rise, Clue on Valleybear, DJ EJ on Victor, Samira, Saint Sleepy on Samira, and Bear on Seraphine.
Yeah, and on their counterpart on the red side, it is Blaine, Dale on the Dr. Mundo. Face check on the Graves again, Ernestiana on the Lux mid, Liplock on the Kaisa, and Sussy holding it down on the Leona. So, excited to see what these two squads are going to bring us, man. This should be a good one, though.
And it looked like it is looking like Rise top, maybe? Is that
yeah, for sure. Up to Challenger on the Rise.
That'll be interesting to watch. A mage in the top lane.
Estiana's going to walk right on top of Victor here, who's going to zap her up. Going to get the E trade, but DJJ getting a little bit more damage there.
Yep.
As the Ignite again, so kill threat and solo kill potential in the mid lane. Ernestiana with the teleport, DJ EJ with that Ignite. We'll have to obviously track how that mid lane trading goes, but it was DJ EJ who got off to a very dominant start in the mid lane last game.
We'll see, but now Ernestia is in a more comfortable pick with Lux, so perhaps we'll see if that will change their gameplay. Maybe they'll play better, or maybe...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the comfortability usually comes into playing on the better side. But early damage coming out from Liplock onto Saint here in the bottom lane. Kaisa getting the better of the Samira early on.
The thing about Leona compared to what they had last game, I believe, Lulu, was that Leona now has kill pressure. If she just stands in the bush, they can't come up and walk up.
Well, there it is, level 2.
And absolutely.
Engage, Ignite, First Blood, going to Liplock and Blaine. Man, oh man, as you're talking about it off, it comes to fruition. The level 2 dings over. Sussy lands the Blade Lance and follows up nicely upon Liplock's Kaisa, and it's a First Blood over to the Blaine Bengals. And coming off the back of the carry, too. Liplock getting his early on here.
That hook pressure from Leona is absolutely just something you can't ignore. You have to play far back, and they just didn't play far enough. That level 2 was perfect on time.
Level 2, man. Perfect. Yep. As you said it, Blaine stepping up to the plate here in game number 2 and finding First Blood of this second game. Coming up towards top side now.
No vision up there,
so
we'll see what happens.
He does have the passive to avoid the hard CC of the Q. He flashes out early. Rye's going to hit the root, the follow-up damage, but nothing else going to tick over.
Close.
Dale going to survive barely. Sucking out a cleaver, going to be low on HP.
Looking for that, and he gets it. Does he get out alive?
No way.
Oh!
No way!
Wow!
Gonna live.
It has to be like 4 HP. One more caster and he would have died there.
That's wild.
TP coming in though. Maybe he'll catch
him
off.
Though. No, should get out. He's getting away through Tribush. 10 HP. Yeah, man, that was quite the dive. I thought surely he was going to drop to that second tower shot coming out, but Up the Challenger gonna survive and find that solo kill in the top lane. No assist went to Blaine. There you go. Face check
for the crab. Let's see if Face check gets the first one again.
Sienna pulling up though. Now a 1-on-2. A nice root gonna go out. Not gonna land on Clue as he flashes to safety on that one. So early back and forth, and another hook misses gonna go out.
Misses Senior W.
Good engage. Sussy keeping Saint Sleepy honest here in the bot lane as Liplock continuing to farm up. Has the pickaxe advantage here in the bot lane. Ooh, the flash in aggressively Leona looking to go and waste no time. Cleanse being burned early here for Saint Sleepy, and Liplock standing forward, not backing down.
Damage. The early damage with Hailblades absolutely just puts an absolute kicker onto Samira and Seraphine. Leona just locks him down, and Kaisa can get those 3 autos just off so fast.
Yeah. No, indeed. Good follow-up there in the bot lane. That pickaxe coming in for Kaisa. And Ignite back up here for Leona now. Space Check starting to position himself over towards mid lane here. DJ trying to farm up. Going up toward topside river. Going to meet a Graves and a flash out instantaneously after the smoke screen. So, good on Graves. Finding some flashes here and there for the side of Blaine, but overall, no big kills going over. As now Ernestiana in trouble. Bully Bear going to find the stun. Not going to flash out. And it's not going to cost her life until the last second, man. Saving that flash, it could have been dangerous. But Ernestiana going to survive as well, man. Huge.
That is
big
crazy
damage.
How many close calls there's been. Predicting
damage.
This.
Wow, man. Yeah, Liplock getting the better of this SJP bot lane now here.
Absolutely, just locked it in.
Sienna gets back to mid lane, doing a much better job for herself in the farm department here. I mean, you can see how much that comfortability bodes into her favor here. CS dead even between herself and DJ EJ, so a much more even mid laning phase going down here in game number 2.
Yeah,
Gold lead still in favor of Blaine as well.
Yeah, we're still fairly even right now. Not that big of a gold lead at the moment, about 400. No, now 300, but we'll see if Rise gets another kill here pretty soon. That ranged mage pressure just absolutely shuts down that Mundo.
Look at face check coming up now. Mundo has this ultimate available, so Graves going to walk forward and just kind of hold this wave here. Mundo, no teleport to come back to lane quickly, so he's going to have to run all the way back to lane. Graves trying to soak up
behind him.
Yeah, this could be trouble for face check. It's close enough to the tower, though, and has flash, so it shouldn't be anything too alarming. Damage coming out on the Challenger. Graves going forward, baiting him in entirely here, up to Challenger, and face check going to have to flash on out of there. So, a good look coming out from SJP as they force another flash out from the side of Blaine.
That weaving by the caster was absolutely amazing, especially in a fight against Graves. Really didn't let him do any damage. And now,
level 6,
my goodness.
Face check, not going to be ready for the Big Bear! Man, oh man, Clue, that's a smart play coming out from the jungler of St. John's Prep. Reading the pathing coming out from face check. He just was a little bit greedy in the top lane, had to burn his flash, then goes for his own red buff. But that
no flash this time to get out though. Let's see if he
now trouble. No ultimate available, but Bully Bear going to get blast coned into safety and going to get out now. Up to Challenger though. Position in a warded bush. Goodbye, Challenger. Ernestiana going to find her first.
Volley caught out here.
Pushing forward aggressively onto Clue, and it's Dale to find an elimination over for the Blaine side, and would seem to be a very good play for St. John's Prep, and a great read for Clue. Gets flipped over top side, and it's Blaine to even the scores and advance their lead now, a 3-2 kill lead, and a little bit over 1,000 gold lead for the side of Blaine here in game number 2.
Absolutely, that was very well played by Blaine there, just cornering that volley and cornering that Rise. That root was very good as well.
Yeah, it was a great root coming out from the Lux. Ernestiana plus the ultimate follow-up. And Sussy going to get stopped on the recall. A little bit of a stagger, going to flash out and avoid that. Thought for a second that Liplock was going to stay and not finish the recall, but the timing was just off ever so slightly, and a flash being forced out of Sussy's Leona.
Absolutely. That was very unlucky timing, but yeah. Oh, looks like they want to contest Dragon, or at least go for mid. We'll see what happens here. Graves is also coming down on the bot side as well. There's no vision for Blaine here, so we'll see what they do.
Starting it up. Graves spotting a few animations going on in the river, but not going to spot anything out quite yet himself. Still plenty of HP to go on this dragon. Graves still just going to continue to farm out this bot side, and now starting to travel into this river. Going to spot out this dragon, but it's falling lower and lower. Blue team going to pick up the dragon. Lux ultimate going to hit across multiple. Collateral damage going to spray out at multiple targets here. But the dash in from St. Sleepy going to pick up these targets. Wow. A double kill for St. John's Prep as Victor approaches now. Bodies dropping on both sides. It's 5-5, and it's St. John's Prep that are going to clean up this fight in the bottom river. It is DJ EJ who's going to find this final elim onto the Leona, I believe. Eventually, Laser going to come
anytime
in
now. Yeah.
There it is.
That was very well played by SJP.
Man, yeah, what a back and forth fight. I mean, go ahead and talk about it for a little bit off. That was a crazy back and forth fight from both squads.
Yeah, the Samir ult really came in clutch there. Those E resets are so deadly, man. Just that repositioning and that flash ult. We see Graves get another kill here from Victor.
Impressive.
Lux ult misses.
EJ, a blue buff.
Root?
Lux shield gonna land on the Graves and gonna keep him alive and well. And the shutdown goes over to face check, and it's DJ EJ overstaying his welcome in the mid lane. And I mean, as we're trying to give credit about these awesome plays off, look at this! Back to more action in the bot lane. Boy Bear coming up, ulting on to lip block with a perfectly timed flash out. So a little bit of a gold lead sequestered from Blaine here after catching out DJ EJ on the overstay in mid lane.
Looks like Clue's just staying, maybe looking for a stun here, and then absolute collapse.
For Kaisa, this could be trouble.
Here it is.
Clue jumping forward.
All that CC.
All
that CC slows is coming in. Graves coming from behind as well, but that's not enough.
Down. Maybe. Boy Bear continuing, dodging out on the collateral damage. Who's overstaying?
Maybe the luck.
Face check gonna walk up on him, and that's another freebie going over the way of Blaine. Snipe. A good look coming out, and it's Blaine staying ahead by about 400 gold here. DJ EJ starting to walk down river, and he's gonna catch face check out, not ready for it. Dashing out to safety. The Chaos Storm not going to be able to do enough damage quite yet here. DJ EJ going to be forced to head back to mid lane, empty-handed.
Looks like he's going for more of a poke build rather than a one-shot build with the Andrews that he bought as well on his back when he died. So that'll be interesting to see, just him in the back, chipping for the upcoming team fight.
Yeah, I think looking more so to take out some of these tanks on the side of Blaine with that Leandre's Anguish build. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that one. Up to Challenger, chipping away here in the top lane. Just farming up, and Lux starting to hit a little bit harder now in this mid lane.
Yeah, that Luden's Tempest just adds so much more damage to all her abilities. It's absolutely insane. Looks like he'll reset here though with...
As we get a look at the gold lead, it is face check up top on the Graves leading the charge. Nice cleaver coming out from Gale in the top side. And Rise trying to teleport out, will do so in time. No hard CC to shut that one down. And good job getting out of that harm's way there. Up to Challenger on the Rise with a great Realm Warp.
Yeah, looks like just Kaisa back, getting her first item being Kraken Slayer, absolutely just snowball with the Halo Blades, and the Leona just keep taking those. Oh, and we see an engage. Looks like Kais is up too far. Leona comes in with the hook, stuns.
Kaisa getting hit by the Leona ulti at Hull. Shutdown coming out. SJP biting off more than they can chew. And it's the Blaine bot lane and Leona to pick up a double kill. Now, as we cross map over to top lane, it's SJP looking to go on the offensive again. It's Volibear to lead the charge. The ultimate to disable the turret, and now the dive to follow.
Rise
flashing forward. Looking to root up base check. The laser gonna come through. The ignite and the shutdown going over to DJ EJ, but it's Ernestiana to even up the card. Man, we just never are out of the action in this game. The trades aplenty, yet it is Blaine coming out with a 1 kill advantage and about 400 gold between these two squads, man. We have a nail biter of a game number 2 here, Twitch chat.
Absolutely. That first turn will help them snowball even more as well. We have with Rise and Volley getting it, and this Volley is absolutely destroying them, dishing out so much damage for just being like almost a tank.
Uh-oh. Blue completely behind Ernestiana as she is pushed up on her tower. A nice dodge on the root. Big damage going to come out. No ultimate available for Volibear, so Ernestiana most likely going to walk out of this one. As he's opting for that tank build, doesn't have enough damage. Mountain Dragon on the cards up next here.
Leona's being caught right now. We'll see if she can get out, and just now we see SJP setting up for Dragon here. They have no contest pressure right now.
Blaine not even about a contest. No vision in the river, like you said, and it's seeming to be a free pickup here for St. John's Prep. Liplock taking out some vision in the tri-bush. We'll see if SJP decide to make a move on it. They have the numbers right now towards bot half of the map. It's up to Challenger. Gonna teleport himself back up to the top lane. Continue to farm up.
Just get that free goal to keep on just scaling and scaling as a mage.
Blue in trouble. Going forward aggressively.
This might be a bit too much for him. A 4v2 here if they engage, but looks like he just gets out there alive.
I mean, you know, going in a little aggressively, that's where the tankiness of that Volibear comes into benefit. Able to walk out, you know, not so easy to punish with that HP bar being a little bit chunkier. Here we have Face Check coming back into the bot lane. Sussy looking to land a big Leona ulti. The flash forward will not find it. And SJP gonna live, but DJ EJ is gonna get taken out from the Lux Beam in the mid lane. As Dale's going to pick up an assist on that one. And Blaine now looking forward to go aggressive in the mid lane. And looking, I mean, very likely to potentially take this game number 2 of this set.
Yeah, Blaine is in a very good spot right now. They're pushing ahead still and just keep on scaling. But we could see just a tie here. And absolutely just... They are learning very quickly what they did wrong in the first game, and they're capitalizing off of it very well.
Yeah. You know, from Blaine, they're making fights happen a lot more on their terms. They are picking times when they want to fight, they want to look for the setup, and they are capitalizing on said times. So, a very good look here coming out in game number 2 from Blaine. St. John's Prep still doing a great job for themselves. Nothing too out of the reach here for SJP. One good team fight, and they very much so could have themselves this gold lead again here. Rift Herald being seen up here in top lane. Face Check with the 1-level lead over Clue in the jungle. Dale thinking about coming down here. Only 2 until Baron Nashor spawns in here, folks. And now some action potentially here in Upper River.
Might see Rift Herald fight here.
Blue ulti's on to the Kaisa.
Nobody's there behind to capitalize off of him yet.
Yeah, so now Tricky, SJP lose their big engage, and now a bit of a window here for Blaine. It's green light, it is go. Look for this fight, there's no more Blaine ultimate. I mean, Volibear ultimate.
Let's go.
They might just catch this Kaisa.
On the side SJP. A Realm Warp coming out from Rise, going into mid lane, and Kaisa gonna get caught out. You called it off, tries to flash out into safety. But look at the damage onto the back line. It is Blaine that find 2. The collateral damage coming out onto up to Challenger.
We'll see what
we'll
see what DJ and Challenger can do here. But it looks like they just want to back off and chill on their own.
And big damage coming out from STN's Lux. Now in the top side, Dale and up to Challenger duking it out. The Cleaver not going to land, and up to Challenger going to get out for now.
Phaser shaves him with that move speed, and now Mundo's just stuck in this really awkward spot. Well, not anymore, but for a moment there, he looked
that ultimate
really bad.
Should be okay. I mean, numbers still in favor of St. John's Prep as of right now. Lux has ultimate back available here, so a potential for a Rift Herald steal. I mean, we'll have to see. It would have to be a snipe coming out from Ernestiana.
Looks like they're having a little bit of trouble with the eye, too.
Goes
Oh,
for it, but finally will be picked up. St. John's Prep will gather that Rift Herald and go back for a base here. As a little bit of a gold lead still in favor of Blaine. Sitting at about 2,000 gold and counting.
Leona, I mean, Samira just still farming in the bot lane, just chill on her own now after that loss in the mid lane. Just getting dove upon. Just Victor did so much damage on them. It's insane.
Yeah, man, for real. I mean, what a tight game, too, we have between these two squads. Blaine and St. John's Prep kicking off our MNVL League of Legends season right here, folks. Blue posturing for a position here in the bottom river. Doesn't know that there's a few Blaine defenders right on the opposite side of this banana bush here.
Looks like there's gonna
They'll
be
get caught out a little bit in mid lane. Oh, a huge root onto the back line for Nestiana and face check. Gonna absolutely decimate Bear. Bully Bear tries to flash out to safety, but it's Graves to pick up a double kill, and it's Nestiana to add to the tally. It is all Blaine through the mid game of this fight, and now Infernal Dragon on the doorstep of spawning in. It is Blaine who will reap the rewards throughout the mid game, and that gold lead continuing to extend here. The Blaine Bengals.
I could not have gone any better for Blaine. Volley goes in, but as soon as volley goes in, his backline just gets dove on, and one of them even dies. So he's just stuck there. And then the Leona ult comes in to stop this Samira from just running away. See if they can catch this rise.
A beautiful Lux coming out from Ernestiana. Absolutely max ranged it onto Bear. And then that Seraphine was not long for this world. Teamed up with a face check collateral damage. And just like that, the Blaine Bengals were off and roaring into that team fight. And they've been doing a perfect job at finding a squishy on the side of St. John's Prep and eliminating a member of that team immediately to create a man advantage. And really just, opening the door to win the team fight. Blaine have doing an exceptional job, man. And it's about fighting on their terms. And that's what they've been looking for and doing all game here in game number 2.
Yeah, all these mages are still just scaling and dealing so much damage. Nobody's ready for this damage, and then when they get hit by it, it's just over. We have Lux with 8 stacks on Darksteel. We'll see if she buy Magi's later and maybe just absolutely wipes the floor from there.
7-1-5 for Nestiana's Lux. So much damage riding on that mage. We're going to call in the Rift Herald. And right now, SJP's a little bit overextended. Like, they're going to get punished.
Yes.
Yeah, you called in the Rift Herald, but you cannot be up this far. Braves jumping in. The Lux ulti going to land on the clue. Barely going to survive. And look at that tower.
Tower doesn't even die.
How is that thing alive?
That is...
The lowest amount of HP you can see on a tower right there. Matt.
I've never seen that before.
They could blow on that tower and that thing would die right now.
For sure.
My goodness. Shadow Flame coming into play here for Victor. And still, SJP lucky to not lose a couple members on that push right there. They were pushed up past that midway point in the river. They had players from Blaine behind them. Lucky for them, it wasn't that Dr. Mundo on the flank because that very much would have been their demise. If so, face check wrapping back around here. Looking to see if they can find anything. Going aggressive.
Too deep in there, but
creep and peek that Victor. Face check gonna get tagged very low. Now as Liplock tries to press forward, but that Victor damage is way too much. DJ flashes forward and drops face check as well. What a shutdown! And just like that, St. John's Prep flipped the game on its head. What an aggressive play coming out from DJ and up to Challenger.
Yeah, absolutely nobody expects that damage, man. Like, that is insane.
Dude, that's completing that Shadow Flame and then getting back out on the map and using those power, those seconds of power. I'm losing the right word here, man.
Yeah, it's
a
crazy game.
Power spike. That's what I'm looking for, man.
Yeah.
Completed item on the Shadow Flame there for Victor, and it immediately pays out for the side of St. John's Prep with that forward flash and that aggressive damage going on to Graves. DJ, EJ doing a great job, and now getting a stopwatch as well for this next team fight.
Yeah, it seems like they kept getting dived on, or at least Victor kept getting doven on, just as he just walks up so menacingly, and they can't do anything about it. He has a team behind him, and he himself is a team as well.
I mean, Face Check really disrespecting of DJ EJ's damage there on the Victor, walking up point blank in that full wheelhouse range from DJ, and he completely decimated that Graves health bar, right? We cannot shy away from the damage that DJ EJ can still put down. Both of these mid laners doing an exceptional job in game number 2 here.
Looks like we have SJP setting up for Dragon here, looking for a soul point pretty soon. Look at that Luxie just dish out all that damage. And these mages are just really bringing it up right now.
As we have Face Check clearing out his bottom side jungle, trying to regroup here with the main squad. Just trying to look for
Mundo's
the next
being caught,
advantage.
really.
Mundo getting caught very low.
This could be
here.
a fight here.
Nice
But
root
he's just
coming out
walking.
from the Lux.
And they all get out. Just chilling.
Nothing overly being committed quite yet, but Dragon on the horizon will be spawning within 3 seconds. Mundo less than
All
half
that
HP,
CC,
finally gonna pop the
absolutely.
ultimate. Forced to flash away now, as this fight is only just getting started. Ulti's still aplenty available on both sides here. Posturing for position. A
Dragon.
perfect minefield
See a
coming out.
stun
Gonna
here.
find a stun onto an Sienna.
Oh.
They can't find the follow-up though. Chip damage
Seraphine
coming
just-
in from the Victor.
Seraphine
Nice Lux
was
Vine coming out
crazy.
onto the
Oh
carry.
my
And
God.
Sienna's gonna one-shot her. 80 carry gone. Saint Sleepy set back to the Shadow Realm. It is Blaine
Wow.
with the man advantage. And now gonna start up this Infernal Dragon. Trouble for the side of St. John's Prep. Now you have Victor pushing in mid lane, but you're down a man. Do you opt to counter and try to contest this dragon, or do you just give it over? And it seems as though St. John's Prep going to be giving it over.
Looks like
Blaine in the
this
driver's
is
seat.
Absolute, just more and more power for this Lux. Max Dark Seal stacks. We could at any point could see a Magi's here, and if they get soul, if Blaine gets soul point here, that's 4 Infernal Drakes with, I believe, like how much percent AP?
And look at these clutch binds. Here it comes. Not that one. The minefield goes down from Victor early. They don't get the look on this. So at this point, if you're on the side of Blaine, you know that this is your window to look. And here it is. Tamira getting caught.
All
The
that
cleanse
damage,
is not
all that
gonna save
CC as
you.
well.
Goodbye. And that's just a free dragon coming off the back of that. No contest going to happen. Yeah, you have Victor pushing in the mid lane, so you get a couple minions for your troubles. But overall, it is still Blaine getting the better of these trades and fights through the mid game.
Lux finally grabbing a Magi's to capitalize. Now that she realizes that like she deals so much damage, all it takes is one combo and the ADC is dead. Probably the
Switches are
support as
gone.
well.
Yep, 100%. So a big opportunity and position for Ernestiana to be in this one. She is playing an exceptional job on this Lux. And Blaine, I mean, looking to set themselves up for a Baron Nashor at this point. That would be the cherry on top, and look to even out the series to be one apiece, man. That's the whole goal here for Blaine, looking to avoid a 2-0 and looking to just end up with a draw, find a 1-1 on their very first match of the season. We talked about it at the beginning here off. Both of these squads very even going into this series.
Yeah. I mean, first game, it was. I think first game was just competition difference. I mean, composition difference. Sorry, they just had a bigger team fight. But now this time, Blaine's just absolutely just collapsing on this team with everything they have. All this CC, all this area damage. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, as you see, Black Cleaver coming in for the Graves. I don't know if it was just me, but just in case, Vance, I think your mic was going full robot mode, so maybe an unplug, plug back in moment might be needed.
Okay.
He's good? They say he's good. Okay, maybe it's just me.
Okay.
As we continue to get things worked out here, about to breach into the 30-minute mark of this one. It is Liplock finishing up that Infinity Edge, so now Kaisa at 3-item mark. Going to be packing quite the punch. And I mean, all Blaine has to do is continue to play well off the backs of each other. Their team fighting has been exceptional here throughout the second game.
I agree. I mean, the early game went a lot better for Blaine this time, with Lux grabbing 2 early kills, and that bot lane kill was absolutely amazing for the snowball as well. Samira is a very good champ, but she doesn't do well enough when she's behind, especially against like Kaisa, which is still a really good ADC.
Yeah, for sure. Both of these 80 carries could have their moment, but it's about making the time right and striking when it matters. Samira, like you said earlier, has to build up, get those combos a little bit higher before she can jump in and use that ultimate, whereas Kaisa can pump out that constant damage. You have Victor hitting level 16 now for the side of SJP, so that Chaos Storm going to be all the way upgraded and really going to be hurting some of these squishier champions on the side of Blaine.
I agree. Lux, Samira is just, she has shield bow, she has bloodthirster, she has all these things to keep her alive, but she just has no MR at all, nothing to block her from all this, from the damage that Lux dishes out in like less than a second, I would say. Like you said, Samira needs like a very long combo in order to do anything with her ult, and even then, I don't think it does enough damage right now.
Yeah, she doesn't have the items to back it up. Here we have Graves positioning and posturing towards this bot lane, trying to catch out up to Challenger, who's taking coverage in the alcove. I think he might outsmart this Blaine search party right now, as long as he doesn't show, but there it is, showing now. So Blaine going to have an opportunity to maybe get after this. Rise, Sussy going forward. Rise taking cover in the bush, and he's going to get out with the Realm Warp. No problem. No CC to interrupt that. And now, Infernal Dragon spawning back in.
Another dragon fight here. We'll see how each of these teams try to approach this. Maybe they learned last time and decide not to go in immediately. But we'll see if we'll see if they can communicate that volley goes in.
Blaine's in a good position, man. They are forcing St. John's Prep to walk through a choke into them, and a Lux Bind could be the end of them. Gonna land onto the tank, so nothing necessarily critical quite yet here, but 3 Infernal Dragons coming online for the side of Blaine, and that is only 4 damage going into the pocket of this Lux Graves Kaisa combo that is already doing so much darn damage.
Exactly. They just keep on scaling. Like these 4 Infernal Drakes, if they get soul, would prove very beneficial for all the damage that they're dishing out. They already have really good tank, being Mundo, and Graves has opted for a few HP items as well as a Gourd Drinker. Looks
Mundo
like Volley's being cut out here.
Gonna have to be forced to use a summoner spell. That's Flash coming out. Sussy almost landing. Blade Lance to follow. And now Blaine doing a good job at burning summoners here and there. Ernestiana finally gonna ding over to level 16 for herself now, as these squads continuing to try to find some separation between themselves. It is Face Check looking aggressive on Saint Sleepy, but it's up to Challenger with a teleport behind him.
Like
now Face Check falling very low, and it is St. John's Prep to find the first blood of this team fight, but Kaisa quickly trades it back, now ulting forward on down to Challenger, can't find the final damage, goes golden, it's DJ EJ with the flash forward, picking up the Kaisa. Sussy Bussy trying to get out of harm's way, but it is St. John's Prep wiping the floor with these Blaine Bengals. Wow.
Look at that.
What a play. It is DJ EJ going big in the bot lane, and it is St. John's Prep finally finding the gold lead at 34 minutes into this one. They might play spoiler to the Blaine Bengals and find a way to steal away game number 2.
Absolutely. That collapse on Blaine, they just weren't ready for it. They saw 2 and like, hey, we got 3, let's just go collapse on them. But then they just a few more just came out the bush. Rise saves himself in stopwatch to let the entire team come in.
Showing up a little bit late, trying to find a seal on the Baron Nashor. It's gonna go the way of St. John's Prep, as Clue will put an end to the purple worm. And now the second Baron buff power play of our MNVL season, and it is again going the way of St. John's Prep, man. All that hard work done by Blaine throughout the early and mid game goes to nothing as St. John's Prep run away with the Baron, and now a big opportunity here, Vance, to start to work away and find a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, SJP is in such a good spot right now to go anywhere on the map. They playing with each other, they have items, they have so much gold from Baron right now. They have a lot of minion pressure, a lot of siege pressure. So there's a lot they can do here, so we'll see what the team decides to do.
Yeah, Luck's going to have that ulti on a very short cooldown, looking to clear out waves. The one thing I do really like from SJP's composition is the ability to run a 1-3-1 if they so choose. You can have Ryze in one lane, probably top lane, Victor towards the bot lane, and then you just have your bot lane plus jungle working the mid. Really can't be contested. Both these control mages would do so much work in the side lane right now, and Lux would really be the only one to kind of be able to match. Mundo would just get shipped away. So we'll see how St. John's Prep utilize this Baron, but about halfway through their timer, and no real towers have gone down quite yet. So playing it really comfortable coming out from the side of SJP.
Yeah, it looks like they're just chilling around waiting for Dragon. This is Blaine's soul point, so this would be a very key point in the game. So they will have Baron for a bit of the fight, but I doubt long enough for anything good to come out of it.
Yeah, right now, I mean, St. John's Prep should still be looking to control these minion waves. Yeah, Baron buff, you should use it while it's still in play. Force these. Whoa, getting caught out in the bot lane. Up the challenger. Getting a little bit too ahead of himself. And it's Sussy gonna find a shutdown onto the Rise. And now all of a sudden, a window for Blaine to get back into this one.
Look at that.
Look at that damage.
All through Bloodthirsters and everything. Absolutely.
Whoa,
oh, and look at that. Oh my god.
Another pick goes over to Blaine, and now they have a 5-on-3 for a little bit as Infernal Dragon finally clawing onto the rift. And this could be Blaine finding Dragon Soul of 4 Infernal Dragons, man. And Lux is just going to absolutely an ulti in from the Void Bear. They waited it out, though. And Clue, thanks for coming, but we're going to send you back to the fountain. And it is Blaine finding Dragon Soul and continuing to make themselves a worthy opposition for St. John's Prep here.
Just going to go in siege. There's nothing else to grab. Looks like they're just going for turns. They have... SJP have no way to contest this. I mean, they do way too much damage for for everybody at this point.
And here we are, St. John's Prep trying to find a way to walk out of here with a 2-0 victory to start their League of Legends season. But Blaine is not having it. They are making this one quite the barn burner of a match as we are about to approach the 40-minute mark here, folks. Both of these teams trying to figure out a way to close out.
Looks like just side pushing for now. Just keep on getting money, keep on getting items, keep getting fed. So Lux is still sitting really good with those stacks. She's barely died at all. We'll see.
Here we have it. Trying to fall back now on this Graves. Trying to position and help out Vestiena here in the mid lane. Up to Challenger, has gone unnoticed. He's up close, and he's going to do a lot of damage, but it's Liplock who absolutely explodes the Rise's HP bar.
Wow.
And it is Blaine who finds the pick. What can you find off the back of that? Almost a minute on the death timer here for the Rise. Blaine had to start looking aggressive and gain something off the back of that.
Yeah, they need to do something, man. Like, all that damage from that Infernal Soul is crazy. That goes to everybody. Like, they can do something. They just haven't found it yet. So
Yeah, man. I mean, that's 2 lives in a row now. Up to Challenger, getting way too greedy on the positioning, going for a play by himself, and it ends up biting the Rise big time. Now, as Blaine get full control over top river and Baron priority, base check try to clear out the mid lane minions. DJ EJ positioned up a little bit far now. We'll see Blaine thinking about trying to make a play, but not going to be able to close the gap. Create anything too threatening quite yet.
Yeah, it looks like both these teams still just want to keep farming and get those items, but now we have a Baron coming up in about 10 seconds, and it looks like Blaine's ready to capitalize. All that vision in the jungle. Look at that.
Looking aggressively forward. Sussy not going to be able to find anything quite yet, but Baron being in now means a quick start here from the side of Blaine. Mundo going to go forward aggressively with the cleaver.
Just keep
follow
him back
damage
and
nice
just
like
get
that.
this Baron.
Baron going to drop very fast because of the 4 Infernal Dragons. So, SJP going to have to react accordingly, but I think he's going to be a bit too late, and Blaine going to get Baron for free.
Looks like they just
But these recalls definitely going to get stopped. St. John's Prep waiting him out. Will stop Sussy at the end here, but getting a little bit of distance built between the Leona and the side of SJP, and nothing going to come of it. Blaine take Baron and St. John Prep's face, and they don't do anything about it. Here we are, folks. If Blaine was going to run away with it, it would have to be right now on the second Baron power play, or Baron buff power play of the game. Top lane here.
Took like a chill
It's
brawl.
going to go aggro.
Absolutely poking him
Graves
down.
is right behind him. Staying sleepy.
Like
hello? Goodbye.
Okay, alright. I guess he thought he could win that fight, even against Mundo, just him. So, that was interesting. Now we see a few in the
if that
bot
bind
river
would
right
have
now.
landed from Restiana.
Look at all that damage, even with all those resistances. All those
Dr.
match
Mundo,
resistances and still doing so much.
Working this top lane split push here. I mean, from the side of St. John's Prep, they're still looking for these aggressive moves, but overall, it's still Blaine getting the better of it. As Elder Dragon, moments away from spawning in, it is the Blaine Bengals looking to close out right, looking to get this Elder Dragon buff, and looking to fight off the back of it. Look at Bully Bear's positioning right now. Blue has found himself behind enemy lines here for Blaine, so this could be very troublesome.
That can be something.
If SJP can find the right flank, look at the damage!
Oh my goodness.
What? The ultimate from Kaisa, and he's gonna find the one shot on the Bear. Now it's up to Challenger, who's dropped as well, and it is the Blaine Bengals absolutely dismantling St. John's Prep here at the 43-minute mark. Elder Dragon almost surely coming in for free now.
SJP can't keep just letting themselves get picked so easily. They're just sitting there and just letting them, just taking the hits over and over. Even as they get Elder, there's a Mundo in the top lane just causing mayhem.
Finally, St. John's Prep will find one back for the troubles, but in the end, they lose the Elder Dragon, and it is Blaine still very much in the driver's seat. This Lux and Kaisa are going to one-shot almost everybody on the side of St. John's Prep. It does not matter the HP bar.
Looks like they could just end the game here, but they just want to keep getting items and just want it to be a blowout, like an absolute crazy blowout.
Yeah, I mean, the more time you give this Victor and Rise to climb into this game, though, the more so it actually helps out the side of St. John's Prep. So for the side of Blaine, it is time to group up, and it is time to look for an aggressive fight while you still have this Elder Dragon. It's not a buff that lasts quite a long time, so frankly, they're going to have to make up this push and do so accordingly. Window has teleport available. Blaine taking off. I mean, their resets are just not on the same page. They're kind of wasting time and wasting this buff right now. They're not really doing
Yeah, they're
anything with this Elder Dragon buff.
barely doing anything, more just farming and just not even utilizing that buff whatsoever.
I mean, both carries on the side of Blaine are level 18 and full build, so the time of farming has come and gone. It is time to group up and make something happen, right? You're wasting your one opportunity here with this Elder Dragon buff to crack open the game and put a close to it. Nestiana, about a bind away from finding the game win.
They're just playing way too slow with what they have. Like,
starting to push up mid
they
lane
need to
now.
capitalize.
Starting to go aggressive, but they have a Volibear pushing in the side lane on Clue.
Looks like they're finally going
Good
in
power
though.
take.
30 seconds
Now
on
flashing forward.
Elder buff left. See if
Blaine,
they can do anything.
oh, that line would have landed. Look at the
save
damage
him.
on the DJ EJ.
Oh my god.
They're gonna get chunked to half HP, and that is just one Lux ultimate, man. They should have been firing these off since they picked up the Elder Dragon. Turret being
Looks like
taken out
Ball is
in the
just
top lane,
going up there.
but middle inhibitor
Windows
tower
leaving
being
that.
laid to siege now. Look at this damage coming out. Blaine Bangle's gonna
The stun
land.
comes in.
Leona ultimate in. Seraphine ulti only gonna land on the Mundo. And just like that, the
all
fight is underway. Kai'Sa
all the
ulting in.
collabs.
Think you're gonna chip him low, but it's a double kill
They
for
haven't lost a
Nestiana.
single
And it is
person.
the Blaine Bangles pushing forward and looking to close out. In game number 2, DJ EJ goes bye-bye. And it's Ernestiana with the triple kill.
Volley
Holy
goes
Bear
into the
ulti
back
coming
line,
in.
but gets
Ernestiana gonna find a
absolutely
quadra kill.
collapsed on.
One more elimination, and it is Blaine with the ace, and it is Blaine who evened up the score at one game apiece, man. What a showing from Ernestiana's Lux.
Absolutely curb stomp by Blaine there. What a good... It's amazing how much they learned from their last loss, and they absolutely just capitalized off, like, they played so well.
Dude, I mean, a 12, 1, and 10 scoreline for Ernestiana's Lux. That is absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry for putting you on blast, but that Lux is going to continue to get banned. I mean, we talked about it. We kind of, we're thinking about it pregame. Both teams wanted to get their hands on the Lux, and Ernestiana showed you exactly why that Lux is one of her key picks, man. What a set we had. What an opening to start out the season, man. We are going to be back very soon with an interview from one of these Blaine players, folks. Don't go anywhere. Just a pinch more of Mnvl action coming at you this Tuesday night. We will be right back after a quick break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our closing ceremony here on this very first Tuesday night cast. It was an awesome set of games delivered from St. John's Prep and Blaine, but now Off and I are joined by Dale from the Blaine Bengals squad. How's it going, Dale? And how are you feeling about how the games went?
It's going good. I feel like the first match we played different than how we were supposed to. Like, we played a little bit more calculated than we normally do. And then the second match, we definitely accounted for that.
I cannot
and
hear
we went
Dale,
back
so
to how we
we're
played.
having a bit of a issue. Hopefully, we can get that figured out because I just didn't hear his response. Dale, are
Yeah,
you
I'm
there?
here. What's up?
I can hear you, brother. Can
Yeah.
you go for it again?
Okay,
Go
you want
for
me
it
to go again now?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
I'd say the match went pretty well. I mean, it's tied up at the end, but I think the first match we didn't really match our comp to very well. But in the end, we went back to the basics of how we play League, and we took that win. I feel like we got a pretty hard stole win, versus the first match was kind of more of a tied even game.
I personally wanted to ask what your guys' comms were after game number 1 going into game number 2. You know, you talked about having a little bit different of a draft and a composition, but what was the main talking points that you guys went over as a squad?
Well, we drafted a comp that was a lot about like using the term like playing like monkeys. You just run around everywhere and just hope it all works out. It's kind of how we drafted the first game, and we didn't play like that at all. We played 5v5 strict gameplay, and it didn't really work out. There was a big disconnect, and so we talked about that in the second game. Second game, we drafted for more of a calculated, why should we take these fights team? Like, what should we do? And so we chose more of a scrim comp where we could take those 3v3s, or even 5v5s, just so an overall work together comp that fits our playstyle. So we got our playstyle going,
Sure.
and we won.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, that's about it. Off. What do you have for them?
I don't have too much. He answered my previous question. We were just going to be like, how did you feel, or like, what did you think about the new comp, like the game 2 comp that you chose? Like, were you happy about
I
it,
was
or
happy.
did you
I
get
got
some characters that were?
I gotta play Mundo, which is my heart and soul is Mundo. Our mid laner, Yaz, she gotta just play Lux, and she does not get stopped on Lux. And we kind of just
Dude,
played our game. Best way to put it.
that's actually to tie in to about the Lux. My other question was going to be, did you guys know beforehand that her Lux was going to be that game changing and almost getting the game 2 in the bag for you guys? Because Ernestiana had an absolutely monster showing on that Lux game 2.
I mean, she has 500,000 mastery points on Lux. If we're gonna put our chips in, we're gonna put it on Lux.
Right, for sure. No, smart gameplay, smart picks coming out from Blaine, and a good job evening up that score, coming out with a 1-1 draw in your first game of the season, man. I want to give you a little bit of time here, Dale, to give any shout-outs to anybody that you would like, your teammates, family, or so be it, but take a little bit of time for yourself here.
I like to first go down the list. I'd say my jungle, his name's Jet. He did an awesome job. He kept it rolling. He kept the pathing well, and I think he just overall out-jungled the other team. Mid, first game, little iffy, kind of awkward. Next game, absolutely rolled. We steamrolled with Lux mid. And then I would say our bot laner, he was a little bit nervous, I would say. Moving on, Caleb, he really picked up with Kaisa and just kept playing the game like how he wants it. And our support, Grayson, he played the game that he wanted to play. He was warding everywhere he could do. He had over 100 vision score by the end. He was playing support like how support should play. And so I think I would shout out to my whole team. They played well, and it was a good game.
Sweet. Well, I want to give a shout out to you, Dale, for coming out and joining us in the interview booth. It is a pleasure and a treat to talk to you after a sweet win from you guys in game number 2. Hopefully, we will get to see more Blaine League of Legends action throughout this season. But I mean, overall, a very good night. So we appreciate you coming on to the interview, and we hope that you have a great rest of your evening here, Deb.
Thank you for giving me the interview, and you'll definitely be seeing a lot more of us. All right.
Sweet.
See ya.
Take care. Off. I mean, a sweet interview coming out from Dale. You heard him talking about the teamwork and the synergy that they put in for game number 2. It definitely showed. Blaine had a huge bounce back game. I mean, what were your thoughts on how it went? Your first cast at the Mnvl, man. Go ahead, take some time for yourself.
It was a lot better than I thought. I mean, the games were absolutely entertaining. The cast, I feel really energetic right now as well. Like I can definitely feel that adrenaline from speaking is pumping. So
I hear that, man. And guess what? This is only week 1, buddy. It only gets better. That's the best. That's one of my favorite things about Mnvl. Is literally every single week the competition level goes up because each and every one of these students and teams and schools is putting in the work that is required to call themselves MNVL state champs, man. That's just as real as it's going to get. If you don't have anything else, I mean, go ahead. Any final words before we see you again next Tuesday, Vance?
I mean, these two teams played very well. They had very good games. I'm sure all the other teams that are playing in the league right now are also doing really well. They're having fun. They're just playing games and looking good. They make us look good.
For sure, man. You know what, Vance? You make us look good as well. You did a great job for your first broadcast. I'm happy and excited to see where the rest of this season is going to go. For all MNVL action, folks, that's going to do it for tonight. We are coming back at you live tomorrow for Valorant action, where we will be introducing one of our brand new casting interns, along with another familiar face to go with mine. Man, it has been a blast of a first cast with my man, Vance. We will catch all of you guys here tomorrow at 5 o'clock again. Thank you for coming here and supporting MNVL. But until tomorrow, take care of yourselves. We'll see you then.